Okay, we're live. Hi, everyone, and welcome again to It Takes a Village. This is our 7th session of the Guam Homeless Coalition's informational webinar series, where we highlight the different members who are part of the Guam Homeless Coalition and all the amazing work that they do for our island community. Today we have with us Rob, Ivana, and Christiana from the Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention, or as many of us know it, OHAPP. This office was created in 2020 by the Executive Order 2023-23 and is the lead government of Guam coordinating agency for homelessness assistance and poverty prevention. OHAPP serves as a bridge between Government of Guam services, Guam's Continuum of Care, which is the Guam Homeless Coalition, the Mayor's Council of Guam, and other stakeholders for residents facing homelessness. Their vision is showing people they can regain their ability from their vulnerability. OHAPP believes that helping out is helping up. So OHAPP is gonna begin their presentation shortly, but if you guys have any questions or comments for them, please use the Q&A section in for our Zoom attendees. And for those of you who are on our YouTube live, you can also put it in the comments and we'll address those at the end. So thank you, Rob and Christiana and Ivana, take it away.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Good morning, everybody. So as Jackie stated, we are the Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention. It's short OHAPP. It's a tongue twister, so that's just what we call it, OHAPP, OHAPP. Our first screen, if anyone sees that QR code at the bottom, that will take you to our website on the governor's page. So that's easy access there to get to there. Also, we have our social media tags at Guam OHAPP. Please follow us there. But as Jackie stated, we are, our mission statement is to decrease homelessness on Guam and poverty through compassion for our people, connection to services and families, and cultivation of life skills for resilience against poverty. And our vision is showing that people can regain their ability from their vulnerability. And so we were created through Executive Order 2020-23, and that was in the year 2020. That also restarted the Interagency Council on Homeless Programs. But through that, OHAPP was created, and these are a few of our guidelines of what we do as an agency. As Jackie said, we are the lead government agency for coordination on homelessness response. And then we are able to receive and administer grants for our mission. And we can, in Section 2, all the agencies that provide human services on Guam, we can utilize them to carry out our mission. And that includes detailing workers to us from the other agencies. One of our programs is the Guam ID program for the homeless individuals. That's number 3 there. And that's one of the programs that we will be explaining soon. The 4th one is something what we will be working on is a family reunification program. Trying to identify people both on Guam and abroad and create our services with the other agencies to facilitate travel or create programs that are necessary to keep the family together. The 5th part there is part of that family reunification program. We are also looking into this, what it's going to take to coordinate receiving miles in the government airline miles bank to carry out travel for families that may need to be either transferred off island for medical care, or if they have a support system off island, if they don't have one here and there's something off island, that is a program we are looking to create using Miles. And that the B section of that is working with the Guam Veterans Affairs Office to identify and engage with the homeless veterans for their public benefits and then also housing. We do have our Guam Veterans Affairs Office working with the Federal VA office and also our partners, our COC partners, WestCare, that have programs that help veterans. So it's just an overall view of what OHAPP does. We want to create a comprehensive homeless response between GovGuam, our agencies, the Guam Homeless Coalition, Mayor's Council, and any other stakeholders there. So if OHAPP can serve as a conduit for all of these agencies and offices so that we can make the response a little bit more efficient, we can increase communications between all of our agencies so that we can streamline some processes in helping people. And so as I said, OHAPP will act as a bridge to Government of Guam Services for Guam's Continuum of Care, which is otherwise known as the Guam Homeless Coalition, the Mayor's Council of Guam, and the other stakeholders. The main benefit for our office is that since we are a government agency, we can streamline that communication and reach, hopefully resolve any kind of issues that are slowing down a process from an agency to agency standpoint. We can also serve as a direct link to the Mayor's Council and exchange information, since the mayors are they're the front lines. They know everything about what's going on in their village. They can reach out to us and we can coordinate any kind of response directly with the mayors and their staff to take care of anyone that may be facing homelessness in their village. And then also the OHAPP working with the coalition can increase support for the coalition through greater partnership and sharing information, and so that we can understand what the existing gaps in services are. Who do we assist? This is across the board for all of the homeless programs within the coalition. We do comply with the federal guidelines for the definition of homelessness. And there are 4 categories of it. And I'm sure some of the other agencies or some of the other partners have explained this in their slides previously, but so the 4 main categories, or the 4 categories qualifying a person for street homelessness. It's category 1, individuals or families who will act a fixed, regular, and adequate nighttime residence, mostly in places not meant for human habitation, derelict buildings, buildings with no roof, or if they're exiting an institution and we're residing in an emergency shelter. Category 2 is those who may become homeless within 14 days and lose their primary nighttime residence and lacks the support or resources needed to obtain other permanent housing. Category 3 is unaccompanied youth or families. Category 4 is those who are fleeing or attempting to flee from domestic violence or other kinds of dating violence, sexual assault, or other life-threatening conditions, and who have no other nighttime residence or support network. So looking at the past couple of years, looking at the homelessness on Guam, we did identify several barriers that those homeless individuals in Guam face on a daily basis. That's having valid identification, transportation, access to services, lack of transportation, lack of affordable housing, among other things. So with that, OHAPP coordinate services. The first services are the wraparound services that it's mainly all of the government agencies. A couple of notable programs that we do have with the Ajuda shuttle that helps with transportation. And also, since we are co-located with the GovGuam Relief Center, we can help individuals with programs that are out there. Emergency rental assistance, we can help with the GORA application. if they are applying for SNAP or Medicaid, we can do that here and monitor their benefits if they're having any issues with receiving those. We did coordinate the Guam Homeless ID program, the Essential Storage Pilot Program. This is something we started this year, and that was meant to assist those out on the street. One issue that they face is losing or getting their documents and belongings stolen. And so our program, we try to start it to provide a place for them to have it safe and then come and get it if they need it. We did also just take over actually the Guy Animus program, which was formerly with Catholic Social Services. This program has been active for about 3 or 4 years in Guam, and we just took it over in June. So it's our first grant with the COC, so we are happy to assist and carry that on from CSS and hopefully grow the program to help other people more, in the future. And then with shelter referrals, we'll explain that a little bit later on too. So with the wraparound services on Guam, it's basically our GovGuam agencies, and as you can see on the screen, we have a lot of agencies and a lot of services that are available for people, and they do need it at different times of their, when they face different circumstances. So just on the screen, if you could read that, we have behavioral health, GURA, public health with the benefits, SNAP, Medicaid, Guam Relief Center with the ERA programs and other things we can help with, DISID for those with physical disabilities, DOIA, Department of Labor for those looking for employment or training programs, Veterans Affairs Office, Guam Regional Transit Authority and GRTA for those needing the Ajuda shuttle, and then Guam Housing Corp. And then the DOC, we were looking to work more DOC in the future for entrance for those, or for assistance for those who are re-entering from incarceration to help with maybe some vital documents and maybe job services as they come out. But I will pass the presentation now on to Ivana Sanchez. She is our social worker. So go ahead, Ivana.
Hi, buenas. I'm Ivana. I'm one of the social workers here with OHAPP. So we do work closely with the constituents when they are needing or obtaining their Guam ID. Again, this is just the regular ID, not the real ID and not the driver's license. A few times we've gotten some constituents expecting those, but just to make it clear, it's just not the temporary ID, the basic Guam ID. And so how we come about finding constituents who need Guam IDs through intake and outreach services. We do our quick assessments with them and see what documents they need. Most of the time, it's just that simple Guam ID that they're lacking, and so we coordinate with the mayor's offices and obtaining their mayor's verification, and if they have their birth certificates on hand or if they're lacking their birth certificates, we try to find ways to help them gain that document as well, and their social security card. These are like the 3 main things that DRT, I'm gonna say it right, DRT needs. There are ways we could get around it. For example, if a constituent doesn't have a social security card, but they've worked here in Guam for a while, we can obtain it through their tax transcript. Sometimes we can also try to acquire it through, if they've had history of public assistance, try to work with public health with that. And then for birth certificates, me and Tia, we try to work on magic in getting birth certificates from either here in Guam or across the US. So a lot of times it does take time, but again, these are the 3 main things that is needed for the Guam ID. And so let me see. Coordination, we serve as a point of contact with DRT for the homeless IDs. We receive documentation, here it goes, from mayors, coalition, and other nonprofits. We verify required documents for DRT and then provide names to DRT for homeless IDs and IDs issuance. And for the completion part, once we receive all the documents, determine the completeness of the packet, we would then schedule for ID appointments at DMV in Bargata and work around the client's ability to get there. So we will also coordinate transport through Azuda Shuttle if they have transportation issues. And a lot of our referrals too have come from Manetli, so thank you to our team over at Manetli for helping us as well and getting constituents up to DMV. Um, Again, these fees or this ID is waived according to the public law. And it's issued for only 4 months. And let me see. And it is only given once a year, every calendar year. So if a constituent does or happens to lose their document or their ID, they won't be able to get it for another year. But there are some extenuating like circumstances where they really need it. And so it's just depending, I guess, on the situation and with the I have to communicate that with my director if we could help gain another ID for the clients. And the next slide. Oh, and then this is the Essential Storage Pilot Program. A lot of our clients were really excited when they heard about this program because they do tend to either get their things stolen or they lose it while they're out there sleeping in the open. And so what they need to provide really is just to come in, fill out our intake information, and we go through what is it called again? Not the agreement, sorry, the rules for the essential storage program. So individuals using street homelessness are constantly on the move or may try to find a safe spot to put their belongings to return to daily. Some sites continue to gather items and other individuals may join, which doubles the collection of belongings. Because the land is either public property or private, gathering of items is not allowed due to the property rights and for public health and safety concerns. So in order to help with the belongings, OHAPP created a program that provides storage for essential items for street homeless individuals. This program will allow safe storage for limited personal belongings and essential items needed for daily living. This will allow individuals some peace of mind with the safety of their belongings on a daily basis. And so things they could store is like original vital documents, their identification card, clothing, hygiene products, and food. Of course, closed canned food only, no glass bottles, jars, or perishable items, and of course, no weapons and such. And then I'll pass it on to Tia so she can talk about the Guyana's program.
Hi, guys. Oh my God. Hi, guys. My name is Tia or Christiana, if no one knows me. So we inherited the Guyana's domestic violence housing program. What is domestic violence? So domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior in any relationship that is used by one partner to gain or maintain power and control over another intimate partner. Domestic violence can be physical, sexual, emotional, economic, psychological, or technological action or threats of actions or other patterns of coercive behavior that influence another person with an intimate partner relationship. This includes any behaviors that intimidate, manipulate, humiliate, isolate, frighten, terrorize, coerce, threaten, blame, hurt, injure, or wound someone. So the Guyana Mist Housing Project provides rapid rehousing and temporary housing for individuals and families whose housing stability has been affected because of domestic violence, sexual assault, and other forms of abuse, or who have been homeless due to fleeing a domestic violence situation. This program aims to help individuals and households recover from domestic violence. The program will provide rental assistance and case management for at least 12 months. We will be in close contact with you to provide case management in line with the service plan that was created with you and your goals that you have in mind. OHAPP's role will be to support and keep you connected to the services that you need to sustain yourself at the close of your program participation. Guyanamis is a federally funded program through the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development and compliance with program eligibility guidelines is mandatory to continue this program to advocate for victims and survivors of domestic violence on Guam. So this is our Guyanamis acceptance process. So there's 4 stages. So the first stage is referral. Referral could come from any agency or nonprofit, for example, like Vero or Alley Shelter, via email or hard copy referral. Then our intake, we will coordinate a scheduled day and time for an interview. We will have to meet you in person. And during the intake process, we'll go over our Guyanamis intake form and then the HMIS assessment tool, which is the VISPEDACT. And then the third stage will be our collection of documents. So we'll need like your vital documentation, ID, birth certificate, social security card, any temporary protective order or a temporary restraining order. So that's like any court document. On our intake form, it does ask if you have a police report. So we could take that too. And then a document list will be provided to the client if they are pending some documents. And then our stage 4 is our acceptance. So we do, we kind of make it mandatory for our clients to do a service plan, which is their short-term goals and long-term goals. For a long-term goal will be to stabilize your independent housing, because after the program, we are going to be, you'll be on your own because you already exceeded the amount of months for our rental assistance. And then, so we'll just work with you to find a better housing, more permanent housing solution. And then we'll give you your acceptance letter once you've finished your service plan. And then after you get your acceptance letter, we'll go through, you'll have to do some little house hunting and get at least 3 quotes. And then there is a cap depending on your household size of for rent. And we're following the guidelines of HUD. So we'll give you that. And then there'll be a rent reasonableness worksheet that we'll be giving you that'll have the cap of the rent allotment. And then like if you work, it'll just be a worksheet to help you financially see where you're at. And then yeah.
So I can take over from there regarding the housing and the shelters. So currently the government, or OHAPP, does not have its own housing or shelter inventory. So that right now our housing services are limited to referrals and those existing shelters that are run by our other nonprofit partners. As far as other housing services go, we do help with GORA applications, and we can help individuals monitor their position on the wait list that's updated on a monthly basis. So one thing that is, very positive for the future, and it's in the works, hopefully that everything materializes in 2024 as fast as possible. But one thing that we are working very hard on is getting a bed at night and drop-in center done for our people. The Lieutenant Governor has made it clear that this is a very important focus that he wants to create. So the bed at night is going to be a nighttime shelter for those street homeless. And then in the daytime, once the shelter closes, we at OHAPP, we're going to provide the wraparound services. This will be connecting individuals to everything we said before, any kind of service, medical, behavioral treatment they may need. We'll connect them to the Department of Labor for job searches. We'll also hopefully have satellite offices available for any other agency or homeless coalition partner to come and assist individuals at the site on the premises. So that's something to look forward to in the future. Something that was also closer to completion than that is the apartment units that we have that are in Inigo. These are acquired and they've been undergoing renovation for a while now, but we seem to be on the other side of the renovation, and hopefully that will be done by 2024. And this is going to be focused. It's an 18 unit building. It's all 2-bedroom, 1-bath building units, and we'll focus on affordable housing for those. Most likely it's going to be focused on elderly and children, so that there won't be any children or elderly on the street. And that's one focus we want to have. And then we should have units set aside for other programs that may help DYA, behavioral health, GMH. So we'll just see once the building is available, we will start coordinating how that will be occupied. And so just aside, I know I mentioned that the executive order reconstituted the interagency, but this has also been a very important thing that we've done from the administration, because the interagency brings together the Mayor's Council and all the other public service agencies to create, actually to increase the communication between, so that we can quickly address any gaps that we see that are happening or that appear over a certain period of time. So it's a good tool that we have. And we meet monthly, and we do stream these on the governor's Facebook page. So this is open to the public. Anyone can ask questions and watch, witness the reports, view the reports as they're being seen. And that the Guam Homeless Coalition does have a seat at that council also. So that is also part of the comprehensive response that we have and that OHAPP helps with. So that is here. The Zoom link is listed here. But you can also go to the governor's page and you could view the meetings coming up, and you can also go back and view any of the other ones that we've had in the past. So with that will conclude our presentation. Here again is our QR code. If anybody wants to scan that and go to our website, that has different things available. There is a fillable form there if you are facing homelessness and you want to ask us a question. An easy way to fill it out. Our numbers are here. You can email us at ohap@guam.gov. Also on our webpage, we have the housing and homelessness action framework that we did the first time last year, that we created to increase our, the Guam Homeless Coalition's response and our trajectory for the next, 5 years. So we have some goals in mind that we want to improve for the coalition and our COC in general. And that's on there. You can look at. So we are in person. If you want to come visit us, we are at the Bank of Hawaii building in Agano on the 3rd floor. And we're open 8 to 5 daily, closed on Gov Guam holidays. So aside from that, please follow us on our social media pages, and we will try to bring as much useful information as we can to the people. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, Ivana and Christiana. Thank you guys so much for your presentation. I learned new things about OHAPP. I didn't know about the well, I know you guys had mentioned about the storing like items for our clients that may need it. So I think that's great and another beneficial service and program for them. I'm looking here if anybody has to our attendees and our viewers, if you have any questions or comments for OHAPP, please put it in our Q&A, or you can put it in the chat on our YouTube live, the chat with the comments or whatever this is called. And while we're waiting for any questions, did you guys have, I know you made an announcement about things in the works. That's very exciting. We're also with you on hoping that everything works out. very soon. Did you guys have any other announcements though, that you wanted to share while we're looking for questions?
I think that is it for now. We're just very excited to move into the future with all the things that are going on, and a way to create a stronger partnership with the Homeless Coalition and the Mayor's Council.
Yeah, that's great work that everybody is doing. Thank you, Rob. I have here in our Q&A, it's really comments from Mr. Michael Bombar. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all you do. Rose Regis, thank you to the OHAPP team from PDSC. We do have a question on live, our YouTube live. Ms. Jerry Santos, are brochures available for the different programs?
Yes, they are. We just got a bunch printed, so we will be distributing them soon. We have our normal OHAP one, and then we created one for the Guy Animus program. So we will be including them, and we will hopefully, we'll be, thankfully we have QR codes on those also. We're in love with QR codes right now. So there they are, and we will be distributing them soon.
All right, thank you.
So if you would like some, please email us at ohap@guam.gov.
There you go.
Oh, I also, before we end, I also want to note that the numbers that I listed for our office are also available on WhatsApp. So people, if they can't call or they face any challenge with that, they can WhatsApp us and we will respond that way also.
Okay, the number that you shared. And again, the email address for OHAP is ohap@guam.gov.
.gov. Yep.
Oh, no. Sorry, Rob. I think my internet froze for a moment there. Email for OHAP.
It's ohap@guam.gov. So I think we may be stuck, but yes, emails OHAPP@guam.gov.
Really good.
Okay, so if there are no other questions, I have one here. I think if Jackie dropped out, then we can end the seminar here, or the presentation. But thank you everyone for attending and viewing this, and hopefully this is helpful for anyone in the future. Thank you very much.